And we are live. Wednesday Night with Those Guys and Wednesday Night with Those Guys are sponsored by Those Guys.
Welcome to Wednesday Night with Those Guys, and this is where we talk about everything in the drone world and promote the usage of drones. And if the weather is nice where you are, not raining or whatever, it's not too windy, please let me know in the chat how the weather is where you are, if you've been able to get out and fly your drones today. Lawrence, how are you doing on this somewhat of a nice day?
I'm good, man. I'm good. No worries. Nothing to complain about today.
It's all going to turn into rain.
Huh?
It's all going to turn into rain.
Yeah. So they say. But yeah, I'm good, man. I have nothing to really complain about. I just can't seem to get a chance to fly. But other than that, I just have to change location because just don't have the time or the place. You know,
Just
I
get
see a lot of people leaving New York to fly now.
Get a VPN.
and fly that way.
Imagine that.
Using a VPN for GPS.
Yeah.
That's funny. How are you doing? What's up with you?
I'm all right. I'm good. I can't complain. I mean, I'm here. I'm doing the live stream. I'm hanging out with everybody here in the chat, you know. I guess there's 10 people watching, so I guess there's 10 people I'm hanging, plus you is 11 that I'm hanging out with.
Yeah.
So I'm having a good time. The more the merrier. You know, it would be nice if there was like 300 people over there.
It would be more even, yeah, that would be interesting. And then we would have to slow down the chat just to be able to read it.
Really?
Yeah, because 300 people in the chat, that's a lot of movement.
Well, no, just 300 people watching. I mean,
well, that too.
There's never that many people, you know, ever in, well, it could be in certain chats, you know what I mean? But imagine, anyway. So, it's coming down to the end of the summer. Getting close.
Yeah.
It's getting close. But there's still a lot of drone stuff happening. And coming up in Las Vegas, they have the commercial UAV Expo.
Mm-hmm.
If you are in the Vegas area or you plan to be there, you should check that out. You know, I mean, if you fly commercially, you might be able to rub elbows, as they used to say. But no, make some, more, network with some people in the industry.
From what I see on the internet, a few people that haven't gone in a couple of years are deciding to get together and go this year.
Is that right?
Yes, some popular names. I won't mention none because then if they don't show up, you'll be like, yo, Lawrence said you was going to be there. But there was talk of some people that haven't been to the shows in a couple of years.
That's what the problem is. They're going to say,
what? You know what
nobody.
You know what happened? They stopped going when DJI stopped showing up. That was a warning back then.
Oh, what? To the, okay. No, I'm just saying that it's coming up. It's a pretty good show from what I've seen and on the, like when people have put out their videos and on their reviews of places and things. There's a few people that go out there. I think Tom and them is well, they're out there, so it'll be easy for them to get there.
I know Bob Dempsey, he says he's going.
Yeah, I know. He's always there. And I think Vic is going to be there.
Yeah, Vic Moss is going to be there as well. Unfortunately, I will not be on the West Coast at that time. Other obligations here in the Northeast.
Well, I don't know. I'd like to make it one of these days.
Yeah, I would before it starts getting corny and all they have is all autonomous shit.
It's not, well, you know what? You're right, because with the lack of ability to have affordable, the progressive, or I could say, drone equipment,
Yeah.
that if you don't go to something like that, you could actually be behind the times
Hmm.
on the equipment.
Everyone's selling a
that's
drone in
being
a
used.
box.
Well, not even so much that, but be behind the times on the equipment that's being used.
That's true. That's true.
You know, that's one of the problems with not being able to have a consumer product that progresses with, with the time.
You know what's happening to the United States?
What?
You know how Cuba's driving around in all those cars from the 60s and 70s?
Mm-hmm.
Well, everyone else has got modern shit. We can be flying shit that looks like that.
You're stupid.
I'm just saying, watch it happen.
No, we just won't have anything because you won't be able to fly anything.
Probably. Unless you work for the government.
Well, they already did that here in New York. I mean, how
True.
long would it take for it to spread?
True, but people are still flying. I saw a video the other day. Someone dived the Tower of Doom, the Brooklyn Tower. They call it the Tower of Doom in FPV world.
Uh-huh.
Someone dived it using a tiny whoop. And I'm like, and you guys wonder why they don't want us flying drones?
I would like to know how long it would take to climb that building with the drone, just to go straight
With
up.
a tiny whoop?
No. With like say like your Mavic or something like that.
And okay, I can
Just
honestly
capturing
say,
shit going
I
on.
can honestly say, I was before all the craziness started. I was in downtown Brooklyn,
Mhm.
and I had my altitude set, of course, to 398. And when I peaked out at 398, that only took a hot minute to get up there. Not even a minute and a half, maybe, to get up there. But I had to stop. I refused to go higher than that. Not going to catch me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
this time.
Never. There's nothing to catch. I abide by the rules, sir.
Ah, man.
I abide by the rules as best I can. Hey, Brian.
Well, you know what, Lawrence? Closer to home, right? This, finishing up rounding out the summer, let's just say, and that coming around that curve,
Yeah.
that last home stretch of the summer, we got the Northeast Drone Meetup.
Okay.
Yeah, the Northeast Drone Meetup. That's September 11th through the 13th. Can't miss it. Don't miss it. It's in Providence, Rhode Island. We got the Friday meet and greet at Snookers from 5 to 8 p.m. Check it out. That's the part I missed. I would have loved to have been
The
at
meet
that.
and greets, right?
Yeah.
That's the best part. I agree about any meetup.
And then you got the meetup is on what's that, on Saturday at 8 p.m. 8 a.m. I'm sorry about that.
Yes.
8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Then everybody's gonna go off and disturb the peace all over Providence,
right.
Jamestown,
Yep. Everybody's going to get together and
spots
start,
over there.
just start
And where is
scattering.
And where is that big what we call it?
Where the fort was? Fort
Yeah.
Worthel?
Yeah.
Wethel or Worthel? Something
Yeah.
close to that.
Yeah.
I remember it. Fort Wethel.
Yeah, you can find it on the map. It's not that hard, but
That was the place. I want to go back there to fly FPV there.
Here we
That's
go.
a bucket list for me.
Here we go. You sure you can handle it?
Yes, definitely.
All right. We're gonna see.
Fort Wetherill. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Fort Wetherill. I had to look it up because it's really, really scenic over there. You
Oh,
can
yeah.
shoot camera drone. You can fly FPV. You know,
You could do both at the same time.
that's right. Last time we were there, Billy Kyle and his boys, they were all on one side shooting flying camera drone, and then some FPV guys came up. You told me the guy dived off the cliff. He took off
Yeah, he
and went
just let
straight
the
down, and you didn't see him no more.
And that thing's like, then you just see it coming. Yeah, he did his thing. I'd
Hey,
like to
Ron.
have seen the footage of that.
I know that must have been crazy. Well, apparently he's flown there before because I wouldn't do that. Well, no, you can scope it out. You're going to start building in the garages. Well, you know what, Quad Kev? It's already to that point now. I need to get into a house where I could make a
Yeah.
room that works on some kind of biometric shit.
Oh God, here we go.
You don't have the right fingerprint, saliva sample or something, you're not getting through the door.
You know what's the problem with those things?
And when you walk past the door, the camera's cut on.
You know what's the problem with those type of things?
What? They
That,
use it against you?
well, yes.
Create a clone and replace you?
No, I'm just saying that even when you're dead, they can still use it.
True. That's true. You have
You
a valid
understand?
point there.
But if you got like a code or something like that that you got to punch in, that goes with you.
True. That's true. In fact,
And
the
now
really
that's
quick before we do roll call,
Well, we got
there's
there's
a
I wanted to mention.
what happened?
I got something else I wanted to mention.
What's that? What's that?
Because finishing up the summer, we have the Canada drone meetup.
Yeah. in
Don't miss
September.
the Canada drone meetup. That's Saturday, September 20th.
Mm-hmm.
They got a day of
No, Sunday, September 20th.
yeah, Sunday. Yeah, sorry about that. And you got to check that one out. It's in Ontario, so guys, don't miss that one. It's going to be a good day. Really nice people.
International Drone Seekers will be there. Shout out to them.
And then this fall, we have the 3rd annual Vegas drone meetup. Now, if you've never been to Vegas, that's the best time to be there in the fall. You know what I
This
mean?
is true. Very, very true.
November 6th through the 8th. Can't miss it. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. If you've never been to Vegas before, then that's a good reason to go for that meetup and to see the sights. And bring some money, not just to
gamble,
To
to give
gamble.
away,
but they got a lot of shows, and if you're a person that like to shop, they got some nice places.
I could imagine.
You know what I mean?
Frank Rizzo was
And then-
pretty.
And then Tom, and then them can show you some nice places off the strip to hang out. I've gone to a few places off the strip to hang out too. And
Yeah.
it's a good time, Lawrence. I'm telling you. I mean, like when I first went to Vegas, right? I took a cab from the airport to my hotel, and me and my girlfriend were sitting in the back of the cab, and it's like, is that a coupon for a submachine gun?
Really?
Oh yeah, we were both on that right away.
I could imagine.
Because who knows anyone with a submachine gun in New York City?
You did? Listen, you don't want to see one in New York City. That's all I'm saying. If you see it, you better. I hope you're standing behind it. right?
No, but that was a good time. A good time. Good time. Good time. But Lawrence, we do have what? We have
Says 13. 13 watching,
13 watching.
not
That's
including
it.
the lurkers.
That's it.
Hey, that's all. Don't matter.
Sure. But
The show must go on. All right. It's time for roll call. Quick shout out to RJ Aerials. How are you? What's up,
And
Ron?
we are live.
Oh,
uh-huh.
let's try that again. Shout out real quick to Flying Flynn Media. John, how are you? What's up, man? I hope all is well. Welcome to Wednesday Night with those guys. TJ Armstrong, how are you, sir? Hope you're having a wonderful evening. TJ. Frank Rizzo, aka Jody. What's up, Jody? Hope all is well with you. Quad Kev, how are you? Yes, we do fly in New Jersey. Anywhere outside of New York, we do, Quad Kev. Gator Drone, how are you, sir?
Gator.
I hope all is well. Shout out to you. Let's go up a little further. Representing the Bronx, Takeoff, Lift, and Land. Elton, how are you, sir? What's going on? Waypoint, New England. How are you, Brian? Welcome to Wednesday Night with those guys. And with that, John Olson, representing Long Island, Strong Island. How are you, sir? He's always chilling out on a Wednesday night.
John Olson.
Dominic, good morning to you in Australia, Northside Hawk. How are you, sir? Thanks for making us a morning show in Australia, you and Rob. And with that, that's about it. Let me get down to the bottom. Yeah, that's all. Salute, salute. Lawrence, give Herman my address for the ramp and strap. Okay. You may have to resend it to me. I don't keep Herman will tell you if the feds bust in the door and search my computer or my phone, they're not finding anything.
What happened?
I'll probably be the one who walks out of there. Frank Rizzo says to give you his address for the ramp, something that the ramp and strap that he won. Or
I know what he won.
Oh, okay. So if you send it to me on Messenger, Frank Rizzo, at some time and point, I can forward it to him, either this evening or in the morning. I must have made one of your moves because I can't find his address. Okay. All right. Well, here's Jody, make sure you resend it. I'd appreciate that. Thank you, sir. I sent it to Herman a couple of times. Hey, yo, you see when you sent it to me, I had it longer than he did.
Here we go. What'd you send it to me under? Frank Rizzo, Jody, or
Frank Rizzo. If it's on Facebook, it's from Frank Rizzo. Rob C. Aviano, how are you, sir? Hope all is well.
Big Rob, what's going on? No, seriously, because you start
off
looking
access
and you can't never find it. Why? Because they send it with some other DJ name they're using.
Oh, what, through one of their burner accounts?
Yeah.
Jody H. Well, Frank Rizzo always sends me stuff through Frank Rizzo. That's the account I know. So that's the only person I know. All those other guys I know nothing of.
Mm-hmm.
What we got in the news? 10 minutes till first sponsor.
Really? You do your firmware updates?
Yes, I do. I have to with the Avata 360 because I have that RC2 controller.
Anyway,
I'm forced to.
What I'm saying to you is, you know how it, well, what I'm trying to get at is as to how important it is to do those you know, firmware updates,
Oh,
because here it is. There's a new firmware for the Mavic 4 Pro, right? For smoother flight. And what I find interesting is that here it is more than a year later.
hey, Mr. Nunez, how are you, Eddie?
What's up, Eddie? They're still improving the
Oh,
software on this drone. And I believe that is due to the fact that you know, when you start changing certain programs, they don't work well with other programs, so you
mm,
got
mm-hmm.
to optimize that program to work with that other program,
Yes.
right? For them to fit in the box friendly
Trust me, I know.
and not fight. That's why they continue to do those type of firmware updates, and you know, not being able to do firmware updates could actually be dangerous, especially with dealing with a drone.
And that worries me because it looks like there's going to come a time where the FCC is going to say DJI cannot send any more updates. In fact, they do have a date,
Yeah,
a
there's a
deadline
deadline.
in
Yeah.
28 or 29, late 28 or early 29. And I'd have to look that up, but there's going to come a time where we won't get any more updates. So make sure your shit is up to date now. My only problem is DJI gets spiteful in that last update.
Well, they don't have to.
I know.
I mean,
There are ways to get your drone updated, though.
they don't have to be spiteful. I mean, being truthfully speaking, if it was me,
Hey, Chris.
between now and then, I would throw the gamut of software on it that I could upgrade on it.
Improve the battery time.
without
Yeah.
without interfering with the, you know what I mean, the
Yes.
overall functionality of the drone and safety.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I would see if we could leverage some of them cameras to do other things.
Since they're considered weapons of war, some of
No,
them.
I'm just making jokes, but no, but seriously, this 3 camera, what is it? This thing shoots 6K, large 6K.
Yeah.
Come on, the 6K HDR. That's your thing.
It is. It is. I like shooting in anything higher than 4K 120.
If you think so, okay. I mean, well, anyhow, it's got a new update, right, for the aircraft, which is version version 01.00.0800.
Yes.
That's to update the aircraft. And for the RC Pro 2, you have version 01.00.0700 for the RC Pro 2. So, as you know, there's also one for the RC2 controller, and for the Fly app. And for the Fly app, you got version 1.21.8. So, update your stuff, and if you really need the one for the RC2, that is version 10.00.800.
Yeah.
Make sure you upgrade your stuff and stay compliant for those of you who are flying commercially. And
Mm-hmm.
for those of you who want to fly safely as a hobbyist or recreational pilot, continue to do your updates. You understand? And if you can,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying that it doesn't work at all, because I've done it successfully several times, but use Assistant 2 to do these updates. You can do the on the Wi-Fi connection and just download it, and it will work. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's gonna work 100%, but like
Right.
I've had success with it. So I mean, that's why. And I've had some of the crappiest internet here for the longest time until recent time. So
Well, it's true because They when I first got the Avata 360,
Mm-hmm.
they had an update maybe 3 weeks to a month after it launched. I think I got mine a month after it came out.
Mm-hmm.
And all it was a simple update that it switches from single camera mode to 360 mode, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, that wasn't locking. And that one little update helps the camera lock in single camera mode. Because what was happening is when it lands, if you're shooting 360, the camera tilts the single camera mode and the feet come down on the bottom and it lands. But if you touch it the slightest bit, people were scratching the bottom lens up. But and the software, if they say updated, updated, it may not apply to you. Do it anyway. You never know. Someone might give you a Mavic 4.
Well, I'll be honest with you. The bugs and stuff that a lot of these things
The glitching.
fix are things that you probably don't even notice. But
Well,
but no, there are some of them that you probably don't even notice because
they're
that's
behind
why,
the scenes.
no, that's why when you hear guys report about it, they actually make jokes that it actually fixes a few bugs. And some of these bugs are the things that we all complain about, and some of these bugs are things that you don't even see happening.
That's true.
Right?
A lot of people didn't talk about this bug with the Avata 360. Half of if you were shooting in 360 mode, half the screen would be black, or the whole screen would be black, and it happened immediately after an update. And 3 days later, they put something else out.
Really?
Yes, yes,
Well, you had to give it some time. They was probably on the what the hell happens moment. The same thing that you was going through.
yeah, yeah. You're right. 3 minutes till sponsor.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
Is that right? But yeah, that's like I said, it fixes a few issues, and especially with Android, and it fixes the issues that they know about,
Mm-hmm.
and the fact that, and like I said, some of these issues you don't even know they created it themselves by upgrading other software and then trying to optimize things like that. So that's all they're basically doing with these drones. But yeah, I mean, and if you don't have to see any glitches and stuff like that in your apps and connection going from one portion of the interface to the other, then the I guess the update works for you.
Right.
Now, what is Rob saying? What Rob yelling about over there?
Oh, I wasn't in that one.
No, in the
My
chat.
opinion, not that anyone asked, just because a technology is used by the military does not make it a military technology. You're right.
Well,
When they're
that's true.
buying, huh?
Well, that's kind of true.
Yeah, yeah, you're 100% right about that.
Because if
I
that were the case, we would have trouble buying trucks and cars and stuff like that because that all of those things would be military, you know,
yeah,
especially if you're driving a Ford or a Chevy something, you'd be troubled buying an American vehicle. That being the case, because they'd all be military vehicles, wouldn't it? You still there, Lawrence?
yes, I am. I am.
Those would be considered as military vehicles, right?
Which one? Which vehicles?
Well, if you bought an American
Oh,
vehicle,
yeah, yeah.
consider how the police and everybody else in the military using those American vehicles, you couldn't have nothing like that.
That's true. Or else there wouldn't be Hummers on the street. You hear about the new update for the Fly app, Mini 5 Pros dropping out of the sky. No, I haven't. Mark Fisher, what's good, man?
Hey, Mark, what's going on? The new
No,
update,
I haven't. I did not. I have to look into it.
Mini fives is dropping out of the sky.
Yeah,
Name
Mini
two.
5 Pros. Hmm. And isn't that on the LiDAR list? Or is it the
No,
4?
I'm just saying, name two.
Name two?
Yeah.
Can't.
He said mini fives are dropping out of the sky. I'm like, name two.
No, he was asking, do we hear the story about it?
I understand that,
Oh,
but I don't know any two people who that's happened to.
I don't even know if I know anyone with a Mini 5. Everyone I know had 3s and 4s.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No, I mean there's plenty of people that you know.
Sponsor time.
Okay, hit it.
Sponsor time right here. Let's hit that. Right. Where is it? Where is it?
Oh gosh.
I got it. I had to go down to.
For the live stream that talks about everything in the drone world and promote the usage of drones. Tune in every Wednesday night to Wednesday Night with those guys.
Yeah, what they said. You know.
I still say that guy is a real nice guy.
Yeah.
You see the smooth tone and how he just
Yeah, Quad Kev confirms, yes, the Mini 5 Pros are dropping because of the props dismantling in mid-flight.
the props are dismantling. And
That's what happens
But-
when you
but-
buy that third-party shit.
hold up, time out. But they've been using the same props over and over, right? Haven't they?
Yes, from all the Mini series. Now they've found a way to make them cheaper. We're not selling enough props. Make them cheaper.
Oh, here we go.
You know how they do. It's just a business, nothing personal.
I don't know. I've had the same damn props on my Mavic 3 since I bought
Not
it.
me. I had to change mine. I landed. I actually
Nothing
came
wrong with
down.
them.
I heard my drone struggling for some reason. I know I didn't hit anything. Sensors did not go off, but when I came back within ear sight, I heard it struggling, and it seemed one of the props had actually fractured and broke off. So that motor was overcompensating to stay even with the rest of them.
Like how the Phantom used to shake. on
Yes, yes, yes. It had the phantom jiggle. Yes, yes. Exactly that. So I said, you know what? If that one fractured mid-flight coming back, let me just change all the tires on the car.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
No, but when I say the Phantom shake,
Hey, JP.
they used to make these aftermarket props for the Phantom, and sometimes the hubs, while you're out flying, the hub would fly off the top of the motor. So you have 4 motors, and that one has got that little hub on the prop. It's missing that little hub on the prop, but all of them have it. So it's gonna start doing because now that motor is trying to fly, it's trying to spin as smooth as the other, because it
Right.
doesn't have that little hub on it. And I've had that happen to me already. And Joe come back doing the shakes.
Yeah, it's an experience. You fly long enough, you'll experience it. All of it. Dropping out of the sky, hitting shit when there's nothing near it to hit, coming back with bug juice all over it. Remember how the Phantoms used to come back, Herman, with green goo all over them? Bug goo?
Bugs hit it, and you don't even see them.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but and I did come to find out what that issue was.
What?
Bees think that
Right.
it sounds like wasp,
That
and wasps think it sounds like bees.
That part I do know, that if you have a beehive or something nearby and you put the drone up, they are going to come out.
They coming, because they think it's time to go to war. But anyway,
Oh, man.
do that update for your radios if you're on OcuSync 4 and or you have the Mavic 4, definitely.
But about the falling out of the sky thing,
I'm
that's,
going to look into that more.
that's something that's going to be followed with another update. Because believe me, they don't want things falling out the sky.
True, especially now.
You know what I mean?
And it's just stock props. That goes to confirm what I said. They are making them cheaper.
Here we go. So the stock props was like the best props.
Yeah, so if them shits are breaking, even though there was a time in the world of FPV back in the day that one company was trying to sabotage another prop company by they created a bogus brand, that copied their props and had their logo on it, and they were shipping them out to people, but they got a cease and desist really quick.
Well, you know that is a thing that you mentioned, right?
What?
Would you talk about how nobody's buying props, so let's make them cheaper?
Yeah.
That is an actual thing.
Yeah, I know that. I know. Did you remember the 2-year warranty on any electronic device?
The automobile industry did that years ago.
Yep. And they still doing it.
Only worse at it now.
And either your transmission hits 750,000 miles or whatever, or something weird like that. And at that 751,000th mile, it starts slipping.
What's this now, Barkley? Okay.
I flew the Mini 3 in Hawaii, and when it returned, it was swarming with dozens of hornets. The old little sport, up and down, solved the issue. Bug guts were another story. Oh yeah, you know. See, Barkley knows.
Told you.
If bees think, it doesn't matter what drone you have, bees think that it's wasp if there are bees in the area, and wasps think that there are bees in the area.
Anyhow, all I know is that they will attack, and they not bright enough to see that my homie got chopped up in propellers.
Right.
And I don't see
where the others are going. They're just attacking.
Maybe I should stay away. No, I'm gonna keep coming.
Yep. There's enough of us. Anyway, in the world of
that's craziness.
In the news world, what do we have?
Okay, I mean
something big here.
I mean, I don't know how big it is. But
this is big.
This is big. Big, right? When you say big, like how big or how small or just big?
Okay, in comparison to other companies out there, the story that you're about to do, this particular company did it hard body. They just went up straight with cash and said, let's do this.
Okay, let's think about it. Because Uber and Zipline targets 1 million drone deliveries a day. That's 230. You heard me, Lawrence?
Yeah.
That's 230 times today's rate. So that's a lot. You know what I mean? That's a whole lot of deliveries in one day. But you know, like I said, they have this partnership that's going to take place later on this year, Lawrence. That's going to take these two companies who aim to reach the 1 million drone delivery across the United States daily by the end of 2029.
Can you give did you give the rough day number of 4,320?
I didn't get to that yet.
Oh, my bad.
Because you know, Zipline, right? Really, truthfully speaking, they complete a delivery every 20 seconds worldwide. You heard me when I said
yes.
That? Okay. Every 20 seconds. Now, you're talking about roughly the number you had thrown out there, 3,300 and...
No, 4,000. It's actually 4,320 deliveries in one day.
Right, in one day. Right? Now to be able to meet the 1 million daily here in the US, that would require them to 230 times the rate at 14% growth monthly in the amount of drone delivery. So they'd have to 14% every month of the year until 2029 to be able to meet that.
I think they can do it. I think they can do it.
Oh,
It's a matter of whether Zipline can handle it.
really? I don't think
Because it's
Zipline
not.
is the problem.
What do you think is the problem?
I don't
What would the problem be?
The problem was always going to be the regulatory standard, like what areas can we get into, making deals with the, I guess, city, the government, the state, and how this is done, and how they can get into certain, to expand. We've seen the expansion of, drone delivery from Texas to other states, and but it's been at a slow crawl.
Yeah, but doesn't Zipline already have the required qualifications to fly in all 50 states?
They do. They do, but what I'm saying to you is that
And it's an American company.
They do, but now you're talking about getting routes now out there.
Well, see, that's a different story.
And you're talking about, well, actually, it does work in the favor of Zipline because they're already operating in most places, but Zipline's not everywhere, so you got to approve those certain places, or there would have been a free-for-all when drone delivery was mentioned. Like every state would have been like, oh, me first, me first, me first, me first. It was done the way it was done for a reason. And you see they slowly progressed across, different places in Texas to be able, before they even...
True. They went international before they became popular here.
Well, that's Zipline, but what I'm saying as far as drone delivery here in the country,
Yeah.
you saw how it took a small crawl in certain places in Texas, in smaller areas,
Right.
in other places, and then it started to expand.
Yes, definitely. And the good thing about it is they proved it works.
So that's why when you ask why, that's why when these places will be available. And truthfully speaking, they're never gonna, and a lot of people in inner cities and the people who don't live in the city are always gonna use that as an example of how you're gonna do it for them. They won't.
Right. And it's actually a matter of being able to get certification to fly certain airspaces, because just like Wing will not fly in urban areas, they will not fly their MH-30s in urban areas because they don't have too good a track record to begin with. But and we talk about how many times their drones have gone down, their delivery drones have gone down. So
talk about drones going down.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of them. No, but seriously, this is a nice partnership. I'm interested in seeing how this is going to roll out, because with certain places already proven that it can take place, and approval in other places have already been established.
Hey, Rodney.
Should go pretty smoothly, but I want to see how it expands, because it took a couple of years before it expanded in other places. So
Yeah, Texas. It took a while for Texas to fill up so many areas with delivery drones. Now they're talking about adding 555 new locations alone.
But yeah, we'll see. But they throw around names and words like Fort Worth.
Yeah,
because you
larger cities. Those are the largest cities down there.
Because you kind of associate it with a big city, but it's not in the big. It's not in the city. You understand?
Yeah.
Not in the city, within the major metropolis.
Right.
All of the tall buildings and stuff like that.
Like New York City will probably be the last. I don't even think in Manhattan, because that last mile, they have too many people on the ground.
There'd be almost never in this city, because if you look at how Brooklyn got mad at Queens for putting up that big building there in Long Island City.
Blocking their view.
So Brooklyn was like, all right, I see how you living. I'm going to put up 50 buildings.
Yeah, that's true.
If
That
I
is
could
very
show
true.
you
We got 15 minutes till sponsor.
downtown Brooklyn before all of this ago, well, maybe I could, but
Oh, we used to fly downtown Brooklyn before the Tower of Doom was there.
before
the
all of
Brooklyn
those
Tower.
buildings were there.
Before that building was, most of those buildings were there. We used to fly there frequently. I have photos that you may think I digitally altered. No, the building wasn't fucking there. Now there's how many, 10 skyscrapers alone in downtown Brooklyn?
Oh yeah, that's ridiculous.
Easy, over 35 stories.
They took out your favorite pizzeria to put up a tall building, and your pizzeria ain't coming back.
Just Google the Tower of Doom or the Brooklyn Tower. It's the largest building in Brooklyn. It looks like something that could be on a horror flick.
Yeah, it looks like it still has the scaffolding on it.
Right. The way they designed it.
Or the building that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it does. I'm looking for something, but my computer seems to want to shit the
I
bed.
want to bring up something else before we go on.
Go for it. I'm looking for
Talking
something
about-
anyway.
Talking about things that fall out the sky, the drones that fall out the sky. Well, this company seems to have an issue with keeping drones in the sky or landing properly, and they've always got an excuse for why it's not working. But I really hope to God they get it right. But another Amazon drone has crashed, but this Amazon
In
drone
Europe.
crashed in Darlington, right? And it caused a big uproar of an investigation by the what was that? The Aerial was that an Investigation Bureau?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't know they had one. I guess that's the same as our FAA.
Yes.
So
From what I understand, yes.
wow. The MK30 has gone down more than Joe Frazier in that Foreman fight. But
You're right.
the MK30 delivery drone, right?
Hey, Bob.
It crashed into a residential. What was it? Some people's hedges and I guess their what do you call it? Their driveway.
Yes.
Well, this came
Yes.
out, and this happened back on the 29th of July.
That's the most recent one.
Yeah. But this drone, I don't understand what's going on with it, Lawrence. I mean, this is not the first time that it's had issues, and but no one was hurt. You know, it was just
Keep going. I'm putting up a picture of the drone now.
No one was hurt. There was just some damages to the driveway and some hedges.
Yes. But you didn't give them the excuse that they used.
Well, Amazon claims that there was interference by a vehicle on the street that had some, I guess, portion of the vehicle.
Some obstruction of the vehicle was above the roof of the vehicle.
12 feet.
Yeah. 12 feet above the vehicle.
What was that, like a bus or something that drove through there?
Sounds like it to me, a bus or a tractor trailer. Now, keep in mind, when these things land, this is a picture right here of it. When these drones land, when they make a delivery, they do not land. You see the second one here? That's about 12 feet off the ground. It goes to a height of 12 feet, drops your package down to the ground, and gets the hell out of Dodge. But they claim something higher than 12 feet hit the drone or may have brushed against the drone, and the drone did the proper thing by landing automatically. But when it landed, it came very close to a couple of vehicles and landed in the driveway, between the driveway and the street.
Right, and some hedges.
And neighbors dragged it to the curb or something to that effect.
No.
That was last week's story.
That was another one. This is Amazon.
Yeah, right.
Amazon's
I'm mixing up drones.
Amazon says
10 minutes,
that
so
there was
sponsor.
something that was 12 feet from obstruction of the drone's landing from a vehicle passing by.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to know, what hangs 12 feet off of a vehicle passing by. I mean, what is it? Like?
Was it a boom crane? Was it a double-decker bus?
A balloon, a bus, a truck?
This is true. This is very true. But we won't know because that's what they claim.
Avoidance is trash, regardless.
Well, so you remember the two cranes, the two drones that hit the same construction crane?
Well,
That's
the Amazon drone, right, has had issue in the past where, with the so-called landing issues, where with glare on water, thinking that it was already on the ground.
yeah, yep. So that's a sensor issue.
There's always something with this drone, and I don't know. They need to kind of work it out because you're talking about a drone that's 83 pounds, man.
Yep.
At the maximum takeoff with 5 pounds of payload in it.
Yeah.
If you worry about a quarter hitting you from the top of the Empire State Building or, a Mavic 3 coming down from 200 feet hitting you, you ought to feel one of these 83 pounders coming down from like 50 feet.
I don't even. Hey, Angie, how are you? Happy Wednesday.
Hey, Bob Casey. No, seriously. You can imagine that? And I'm talking about just 50 feet.
First of all, the drone is about the size of that little two-seater E-car that they put police in to punish them. And something that big falling out, even though it's 83 pounds, 83 pounds is 83 pounds. 83 pounds falling from 100 feet, 83 pounds falling from 50 feet. It's going to hurt something. But it was a controlled landing, they said in the story.
Mm-hmm.
And it did exactly what it was supposed to do. The drone experienced an issue and supposedly looked for a clear place to land on the ground. To crash on the ground. But it did it. So, hey, I'm happy for it. This one was in Europe. The other ones happened here in the States.
Well, it's equal opportunity.
Yeah, right. And same company. Makes me wonder.
But they really do. No, all jokes aside, they really do need to work that out. It's not the first time; it's the second time I've heard of something like this with landing issues.
Mm-hmm.
But the blame game that Amazon comes up with is just hilarious.
Well, point the finger at someone else who's not there.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the vehicle? It had obstacle avoidance, so therefore there should be some type of recording.
Right.
But obstacle avoidance showing this object coming towards it.
Unless it didn't see it.
Now, see, I forget. If you're a drone person, you would know these kind of things.
Well,
And if you're just a regular person who knows nothing about drones, you would believe, that tall truck, that Sprinter truck, that's 13.5 feet. They might believe that. But in the drone business like us, we know obstacle avoidance is full 360. If a bird comes near you too close, it's supposed to show up as a warning. Yeah.
Technically. I think that,
Hey, cool cat.
these drones have had good obstacle avoidance for a long time now.
Of course.
But to find that they're still working that out with something like this MK30 from Amazon is ridiculous. I just hope they get it right because they've just mentioned recently that they're expanding drone operations. You know what I mean? And starting to move in other places, into a Texas neighborhood near you. and they can't land near a puddle. They can't
Yeah, I know.
can't they can't maneuver around a bus or a truck or another tall vehicle.
That is funny, right? Hold on, let me cue this up.
I don't know what's going to happen.
I don't. I
What?
don't. I was trying to get ready for FPV Corner, but we are having technical difficulties. FYI, EvoMux is fucking up.
Oh yeah, don't tell
Every
me.
week, bro, it's something new with EvoMux, man.
It's getting worse.
It is every week. You know how you go and you set up your studio on YouTube, guys, and you have this, your banner, you have everything set up. Well, EvoMux just decided to erase the chalkboard. You remember the teacher that said copy it before I erase the board? Well, EvoMux erased the whole board, your whole studio, everything. Fuck it, start over. And it's getting worse every week.
Yeah, but now I have. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. But anyway, 3 minutes till sponsored, and we can get into FPV Corner.
Okay.
What are they talking about in the chat? Yeah, the mic is low on Phantom's side. How about I turn down my? How about I turn
It's
down
not that
mine?
it's low. I just don't sit too close to it.
Okay. Well, that I know.
And I don't know. I'm not really a yeller. Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, that's cleaner. That's definitely.
Yeah, because I'm talking directly at
See,
it.
Ron says Herman is just soft spoken. He gets it.
I'm not talking directly at it.
Yeah, and I have my mic 3 feet to the left of me, and not even aimed at me, and it's like excessively loud.
Wow.
In fact, I turned my volume
Maybe
down.
my mic's broke.
I have my volume down to about 80%.
No, I got it turned up to the max.
Oh, I don't know. But yeah, you're just not projecting your voice today.
Okay, how's that?
Have a great evening, guys and gals. Dinner time. Enjoy dinner, Ron.
Enjoy.
Rodney.
Is it
Thanks
getting
for coming in, Rodney.
Is it getting lower?
How does Herman sound now?
Is it lower?
I'm waiting. You know there's a few second delay. Oh, come on now. Oh, come on. Yell a little, Herman. Bob Casey. I guess it's fine. Nobody seems to have said anything.
No, because I turned it down and now I'm turning it back up.
All right. Well, we got 2 minutes till sponsor.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
1 minute.
you got a countdown?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
We got you. Hold on. We're about to start.
So, Lawrence, let's go to that sponsor.
Okay.
Hit that button.
Hit that button for the sponsor. Okay, here we go.
Jonah Dare, if you're a Part 107 and you're looking to scale your operations, then Jonah Dare is for you. Tools to make you a more knowledgeable pilot. Book new appointments. Check it out. Link in the description.
Okay. We will stop that. All right. Now let's try and do this again.
What we got now? We have what, FPV Corner coming up?
Yep. Time for FPV Corner.
So, being is that the way the situation works, you announce, hit the button. I got the back end.
Hit the button. For which?
Okay. For FPV Corner, you announce who you got coming on. Hit the button.
Okay. Tonight for FPV Corner, we have Vandal FPV from the Goon Squad, and that never worked. But I'm just going to bring him on.
The
That,
button didn't work for you?
no, it didn't work. I hit it like 3 times. Sorry about that, but like we said, Evil Mux is fucking up.
It's all
Vandal,
good.
Vandal FPV, how are you, sir?
Doing good. How about you guys?
I'm good, man. We're good. We're good. Welcome to FPV Corner. It's real simple. It's a real quick interview. Simple. We talk about what you fly, how you fly, why you fly, and what you might have flown in the past, as well as what you're flying now. Let everybody introduce yourself. Let them know who Goon Squad is.
So yeah, I'm Vandal FPV. I've been out of the game for a little while now. It's been like 3 or 4 years since I've been actually posting videos, but I just got a bunch of new stuff, and I've been flying around again, so I'm starting to get back into it. So yeah, I mean, Goon Squad was. I haven't talked to a lot of the guys from there. There's a couple of guys from Massachusetts that I fly with that were in there. I don't know what happened to the whole squad. Unfortunately, we did a couple of meetups at Pilgrim over in New York. That was a good time.
Okay. Well, what do you fly? Wait, why is this doing this? You see this, Herman?
Mm-hmm.
When you talk, it goes to.
I got you.
Hold on. Yeah, when you talk, it goes to. Okay, that's.
You did that.
Yeah, I just did that. If you put it like this, all right, it's fixed. We told you Evil Mux is effing
No,
up.
it's
That's
not
cool,
Evil
man.
Mux. I did that.
Oh, okay, my bad. But anyway, what do you fly? You fly 5-inch, you fly tiny whoops, you fly.
Yeah, I fly everything. I have right now. I got a couple of tiny whoops. I got some little 2-inch drones. I got a couple of 5-inch drones. They're in the car, and then I got some parts coming in to make a little 3-inch toothpick build. So a little bit of everything.
Now, you said you were flying for a while and then you stopped. When did you first start flying?
I
FPV?
started right during the pandemic, like May 2020, and I had all the time in the world on my hands. So I just sat down in the simulator and I figured out how to fly it, and then I got a couple of tiny whoops and I started going.
That's interesting. Have you always flown in a tiny whoop class? Have you flown anything? Do you have anything bigger?
Oh yeah, I got 5-inch drones. I got at 5 inches the max. I have some 3-inch and some 2-inch ones, but tiny whoops are fun. They're the easiest for me because I can just fly them wherever, whenever, and it gets cold where I am in the winter time. So
What's the battery life?
You get like 3 or 4 minutes per battery.
You're talking like a 2S?
Yeah, these are 1S. So this one's the little beta FPV Air 65. It's a little 1S, 320 milliamp hour battery.
So hell, when it gets cold there, that must kill batteries.
Yeah, that's why I fly them inside. You gotta have the tiny whoops inside.
That's true. And then the wind also wind resistant as well.
Yeah. As soon as you take the batteries outside, you're cutting your battery life in half in that weather.
Well, we had a little cheat that we used to do. We did it with the Phantom 4 batteries. You know, the hand warmers?
Yeah.
You take those and you put them in a fireproof bag with your batteries,
That's
and
a good call.
it keeps them at a decent temperature. Then from there, the battery goes straight from there into your pocket.
Yep.
And you don't plug it in until you're ready to take off, bro, because that cold is going to eat them up.
Oh yeah.
What protocol are you on? ELRS? Are you on a Crossfire? Or little bit of everything?
When I first started out, I was on Crossfire, and then coming back in, I found got a new radio and it had ELRS built in, so I got a couple of receivers for that, and I was like, all right, we're just gonna start using this because it has the sub gig and it has the 2.4 gig built right into the same radio. Makes it nice and easy.
What radio you use?
It's the TX16S.
That one looks like a flight controller itself.
Oh, it's big. It's got a full touch screen on it. It's a big one.
Okay, all right, and that you said that has ELRS, and also you now VTX. I know a lot of the tiny whoops are analog, but now they're starting to make HD
I'm
ti-
analog only, man.
tiny whoops. Okay, okay,
Yep.
that's
When I need
interesting.
HD stuff, I got these Fat Shark HD02s and analog for everything.
That was my first set of Fat Sharks, the
Oh, they're great.
HDL2s.
Yep, I
Yeah,
love them.
yeah. People don't, you don't know what flying FPV was until you're flying around, then all of a sudden the picture gets snowy, and then you turn around and come back, and
Yep,
you're
they get.
flying by the seat of your pants.
Yep, and then or you just punch the throttle to try and gain some altitude and get a little bit better line of sight to it.
Well, I have your Instagram here, so I have to, and all of your information is in the description. So if you can get it from there, but I'm putting your Instagram and your YouTube channel.
That
I've been
works.
trying to get a few FPV pilots on, and I sometimes get them confused. For some reason, I was thinking you did not have you did not have a YouTube channel, but you do, and the
Oh, I
guy
do.
coming on next week doesn't.
Yep.
He's
Yeah, no, I
he's
got YouTube.
he's
I've done a
strictly
couple of
Instagram.
vlogs, like FPV vlogs, but it's mostly just flight videos.
Well, one of the videos I'm going to show, and I'm doing this for a reason because you shot this video 5 years ago.
Oh yeah.
And the
Yep.
reason I'm showing it is because the one following it, the clip after it, is you put up a few days. And I want to know the comparison of the two when we do get to the video.
I'm
Now, do you have
rusty.
any favorite spots near where you fly?
Yeah, I got lots of good
Or
spots.
do you fly solo?
I fly solo most of the time, but there's a couple of guys around here that fly as well that we'll meet up with. We do there's a couple of parking lots that are lit up at night that we do night sessions at because we work during the day, but get out whenever I can.
Okay, okay. So, so what do you use to fly at night? Because I used to use the Caddx Polar
I like
if you remember those.
Cadix Starlight or Starlit
The
or whatever.
Starlight, it was the next night version.
Yep, it's real good, low light. You can see everything, even with a little bit of faint like parking lot lights.
That's interesting. Caddx Starlight.
Yep.
And well, I don't think those will work on V2s, will they?
No, that I think that's probably the DJI V2s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's. I think you're pretty locked into what kind of cameras you can get with
Well,
that.
yeah, I can. Well, with the goggles I plan on getting, the Integra, DJI Integras, they
Yeah.
play 04, 03, the old original Air units. They play the Caddx Vista units and all of the Caddx Vista units.
The Vista
And
units were
those are where I'm at. The Nebula, and the Polar are all I have on my other birds.
the Vista units were all the rage like a while ago, and then it seems like they stopped making them, and now they're worth their weight in gold.
Well, you know what happened with Caddx? Caddx originally started with DJI. And they came out with a digital system, and while Caddx was working with DJI, they came out with their own HD system. And DJI was like, "Hey, yo, whoa, how you doing that? How you doing that?" And trying to make money on the side too. So DJI kind of cut ties with them, and now Caddx is just straight Caddx by themselves.
Yeah, Cadix has got their own. I think are they behind Walk Snail? Is that yeah?
Mhm.
That's their digital one.
Yep, yep. That's exactly the system that they came out with. Walk Snail.
I mean, it does everything the DJI digital can't do well. The Cadix one does pretty. The Walk Snail does pretty well. It does better in low light. Like the DJI FPV doesn't do so great with the low light situations.
Yeah, as of lately, I think they're just holding back because they never give you everything at once.
Yeah, you gotta have software
Unfortunately,
update.
do you know anyone that flies digital, or
Yeah, I
all
got.
your boys are analog? Or is
So
it?
there's a couple of guys I fly with that are digital only, and then there's some that have both analog and digital setups, just for depending on the day.
Yeah, because I'm very selective where I go fly, and sometimes I'd rather go flying with all DJI or either all non-DJI, because
You get
you have
stomped on.
somebody plug in on you, and
Yep.
it's not a fun day.
Nope. It
It
cuts you.
makes you want to punch somebody.
If somebody plugs in on DJI and I'm flying and it's the channels just cross right there, like it destroys my signal.
But they did find a trick for that.
Oh,
If you're
really?
flying around people with DJI, they have to power up their DJI first, and then you can plug in.
Oh, yeah, yeah. But nobody listens. That's the problem.
Yeah,
Everyone-
I know. I know. Well, how many birds do you have?
Right
Just
now,
off the top of your head.
right now I have 5, and then I got parts coming for another one.
Ron, RJ Ariel says the 04 is good in low light. I have not had a chance to check it out because I refuse to get the 04, Ron, until I get the Integra goggles, which will play everything that I fly, and I have in stock. That's interesting. Now, you say you're strictly analog.
I just I crash too much. I can't afford to replace DJI air units every time. I need cheap cameras.
Yeah, I hear you on that. Because once they started banning shit from DJI, people who do freestyle started cruising and shit.
Oh yeah,
People
It's
started
so-
cruising.
mellower now, so much more tame because everyone's scared to break their quads, and I'm like, I'd rather be able to smash it into the ground and then not even think about it.
Rip out a camera, throw another one in, and
Yep.
keep going, right?
$30 on the way.
Yeah, well, $30 in comparison to $300, yeah.
Yep.
And that's for $30. How many lenses can you get?
Oh,
how many VTXs can you get? What is the average price of an analog setup now? Say, okay, hypothetically, I wanted to set up a 3-inch using a 3-inch 4S,
Yeah.
maybe 3-inch 4S. What's the setup
You're
about?
probably looking at, depending on what kind of frame you want to go with, somewhere between like 15 to $40 for the frame. Then you're looking at around $15 each for the motors. Probably 70, $80 for a good stack.
Okay.
ESC and
And that's at today's prices, because
Yep.
we know the price of stacks are going up.
Oh yeah, no, I mean it'll be a micro stack, so like they're
Okay.
not like a full 30 by 30.
Yeah. That's what I
Yeah.
had figured.
Yeah, 20 by 20. You can even do like a 25 by 25. The all-in-ones.
Yeah, if we were talking like 20 by 20 usually, I
Yeah.
would think that would be a standard size.
Excuse me.
That's interesting. All right, got this video here. I'm going to show it, but you have to talk through it, only because of the copyright BS going on with.
Yeah. I never cared about the music stuff, so yeah, you can just mute it.
Well, you can talk and let us know what you're thinking about while you're flying. Is this one of your spots? What's going on here?
This is this is our night spot. It's this big parking lot that's lit up all night long. I think the guy I fly with, Greg, he said that they actually stopped lighting it up all night, so it's they do shut the lights off now. But back a couple years ago, they had it on till as long as we were there till 3 a.m. once, and it was still all the lights bright as hell. It's a good spot. You got nobody's ever there. It's like tucked away, kind of in the woods, so you're not have any chance of really hitting anything like the highway or anything like that. And then there's 1 or 2 cars in the parking lot. You keep your eye on where they are, and you just make sure you avoid them.
What about security? Security doesn't patrol?
Nope, we never had any security. Plus, you just make it sound silly if they come. We're just flying RC helicopters. We're just playing with toys.
Yeah, well, here in New York, what happens is parking lot this big would probably be patrolled periodically, but
Yep.
you would have to get in and fly and get out, or you would be chased out.
Yeah, no, this is like it's not in a super busy area. We're kind of in the outskirts. We're a couple of hours away from any major cities really. So
Okay, so you guys are fortunate to literally to be able to fly in open parking lots like that.
yep, open parking lots, open fields. There's lots of like farmland around near me, so big open fields.
Okay, when you say farmland
You
near
can't
you,
do that
what
anymore.
state are you in?
I'm in Massachusetts.
Okay, you're up north. You're up
Yes,
north
sir.
from us. So it gets cold up there,
Cold, cold. Yep,
which would explain tiny whoops being able to fly indoors
yep.
during bad weather days.
Oh yeah.
Hmm. You know, only thing tiny I have is a Pavo Pico. That's I
Oh, you
think
gotta
that
get one of these. You gotta get one of these Beta, the Air 65s. It's the best. I just grabbed this like a week ago. The
yeah.
best little micro drone ever.
So you send me, see if you can send me a couple of links or whatever, because I more than likely I need something for the winter. I refuse to be indoors this winter and just on simulator.
Yep. No, hold on. I got you.
'Cause
I'm gonna.
that gets a little crazy. You can send it to me on Instagram. I
Yep.
appreciate it much. Hold on, looks like fun, wide open space. Angie says.
Hmm.
Well, I haven't been able to keep up with the chat. I'm talking with Vandal here.
Oh,
Do
power.
you do someone that? Oh, Bob K said, do you do all your builds and repairs?
Oh yeah, yeah. I do. I will buy. So like this time, this is the Tiny Hawk Freestyle 2. Like I'll buy little micro pre-builts, but I'll do the repairs on it myself.
Now, real quick, that bird right there, pre-built. What does that run about? 250?
No, this was like I think one. This is the analog version, and I just got it with without the kit, so it's just the drone by itself, and it was like 130, 150. So
Right, because you have the radio, and everything.
yep, the
You
kit
know,
is what the got like the cheap goggles and the cheap radio that comes with it. That will not really last you that long. You're looking at like $300, maybe a little bit more, but
yeah. See, I started out with that route with
yeah,
the
I did
box
too.
goggles.
Everybody did.
Yeah, I started out with the box goggles, and it was messed up because I did a crash, and this to show how much of a noob I was. I was someplace out in Queens, Herman, over there in Flushing, and there were a bunch of people out, FPV pilots out there flying, and I had my box goggles, and everyone was packing up, and they never say one last pack.
Oh yeah, this is never say this is my last pack. This
Never
is
say it in FPV, and I said, I'm gonna burn one more pack. This is my last pack.
oh
And I hadn't crashed that whole day. And I went and crashed, and me foolishly took my goggles off and laid them down, and somebody fucking stepped with them. And I was like, so this is the world of FPV, huh?
I'm terrified with these because if you leave these lenses in the sunlight, it'll burn into the screen and destroy them, and then that's
Yeah.
$500, $600 goggles down the toilet. So
Same thing with the digital headsets.
yep,
But same thing with the digitals. There used to be a time, well, now that I think about it, there was never a time, except for the box goggles, that the sun could hit them directly.
no, yeah, and it's because
You think so?
the lens is like
Yeah.
focusing, so it burns it, and then these are OLEDs as well. So like
Especially HDO2s. And
yep,
that's why I got them, because they were OLEDs.
oh, it's
They,
so
they have
nice.
a great
Really
picture.
good.
Well,
It's
They have
amazing.
a great
Mark, you
picture.
really think that it'll affect the goggles like that? I mean, and stuff like that?
The,
Oh, I've
the
seen it.
sensor, yes, yeah.
I've seen it.
It burned the sun. The sun can peek around the corner, and you could see a line across the
Yeah.
goggle, across the
And
lens, Herman.
if
Yeah.
it gets you direct in the middle, somebody leaves them laying face up, and the
If you,
sun's overhead.
yes.
You get a big black
Yeah,
streak and dot right in the middle.
Or if you're walking and you're just walking casually and sunlight gets inside them. Yeah,
Yep.
that's always been an issue with goggles. But I want
try
to
and
get
keep
this.
'em- I keep them around my neck, and then I have a little. I put a little like it's like a little towel, like microfiber towel. I just drape it over the top there to keep anything from kind of getting in.
Yeah, that's a smart move. I want to show this video here because this next video is you, recent, previous day, and it looks, and this is an analog. You recorded it analog, but
Yeah, I don't have any GoPros right now, so yeah, everything's just DVR footage.
no, but this is, people don't know what true FPV is until you've flown analog.
Oh yeah, it feels like you're watching an 80s security camera.
Let me put it up real quick. You're right. Just describe this video here. This is the one you just put up a few days ago.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is like an abandoned mall over near me.
The entire mall is abandoned.
Oh yeah, well there's a movie theater there that's still in business, but you go into one corner like this, the Sears, everything's completely empty. Nobody's over here.
Yeah,
Now
sure.
I'm constantly looking at your link quality.
Oh yeah, I don't think it's calibrated correctly because I just set this one up a couple weeks ago and I didn't. I just rushed right into it. I made sure it was bound and then I went, all right, if it fail safes, it fail safes.
Now this, you can explain. This is pretty close to what, except what we see is just a little sharper. But you still have all the artifacts, the sun, see the sun haze. You have all of that in the lens when flying analog.
And it's 30 frames per second.
Yes. Now keep in mind, the camera's on auto and it's adjusting to the shade changes, the light bursts, everything at one time, on top of you flying with objects between you and your radio.
Oh yeah.
And your goggles.
It's crazy.
You did a descent in this building here towards the end that I love. I've seen people go down and descend in a parking lot.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, that was a way to do it. In and out, in and out, in and out, like you were threading a needle. What size is this bird?
This is a 5-inch.
This is your, okay, this is a 5-inch you did this way.
Yep, and it's just got the iFlight F7 Blitz stack in it, and then a TBS VTX, and
right here, this is it. From the roof to the next floor, to the next floor, and down.
That's this one. That's this little 2-inch, 2.5-inch one.
Hold on, they can't see it. I'm gonna stop it right there anyway. So this way they can go to your channel and look at the video and listen to it with the music. Which is it better? Which one were you showing?
It's this the little 2-inch Tiny Hawk Freestyle. That's the pre-built one that was doing the parking lot descent like that.
Okay, all right. That's what's up. Now, what's in the works? Every FPV pilot has something that they got like in the lab that they don't tell their boys about, or they working on, they researching frames and motor. Come on.
I want to do a 10-inch build. I seen one of the guys have one at one of our meetups, and it sounded like an actual helicopter going overhead. It was
All you
so
hear
loud and
is
so fast. It was the coolest thing. So I want to do like a 10-inch build. Maybe set it up to do long range or something.
What? Okay, all right. Because I was going to ask X frame or dead cat or something.
Probably do a dead cat if you're doing long range.
Okay, all right. I want you to keep me posted on that. I mean, I'll be helping follow your channels and all of that because I have you now added. So I have your YouTube and your Instagram. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to real quick? We have maybe about 6 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to shout out to the guys that I fly with over here, man. We got RZ FPV, Darkwing Duck, Swift Duck FPV. We're the Massachusetts Steez crew is what we call ourselves. We fly steezy.
I hear you. Well, all facts is from Canada. Says analog is the GOAT, which is true. And he says fly to mountains. If you're going to do long range, fly to mountains.
Yeah, I mean, right. I go a couple hours up north, and I could do New Hampshire. They got the White Mountains up there. The other thing is I can go south. I could go down to Rhode
Island. Have you ever done any long range?
No, I've flown some like DJI Mavics, and I've taken those out.
Okay, so you have camera drone experience.
Yeah, I've taken those out pretty far over the water before, but I've never done any long-range FPV. It's mostly just parking lots, parks, bandos.
Do you have the chat open to the live stream? Because if you do, you should make friends with Off-Axis FPV. And him and his boys, they fly long range. Check out his channel.
Yeah.
Adam, check out his channel. I believe if you have any questions, because I used to think I was flying long range, come to find out I was only going about a half mile to 3/4 of a mile.
Sometimes when I see them do the long range stuff, and then I see how far away they are when they're coming back, and their batteries just dropping and dropping, it gets my heart pumping. I'm just watching it. I'm like, it's crazy.
Well, definitely hit up Off-Axis. Him and his boys in Canada, they fly long range. When I got into it, I was in the crossfire. He helped me out with some issues I was having and pointed me in the right direction if he didn't have the answer.
Crossfire, with Crossfire, your video is going to cut out long before your radio will. So.
Yes, I came to find that out.
Yep.
I came to find that out, unfortunately. So now I try to go the distance of the video.
Yep.
And that's it, and a little less.
I mean, it's hard to gauge with analog too, because as soon as you turn around, you don't have that antenna pointing towards you anymore.
Oh, see, I have stopped. I have a solution for that. So instead, if you're going to fly long range, you put an antenna on the front, you put one on the back.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Diversity.
Use a diversity. Use a diversity, because it makes no sense not to have one on the nose.
Yep. Because as soon as you're coming back, you want to be able to see what's going on too.
This is true. Listen, man, I want to thank you for coming on FPV Corner. I appreciate you. I will be hitting you up like I hit up everybody who comes on here. We have some people lined up for next week and the following week. I have to send them a reminder. But if any of your homies want to come on, let me know. Put them in contact with me so we can have them come on.
Yeah, I will, man. If you're in New York, and there's an abandoned building over in Long Island, Pilgrim.
We know it well.
Yeah. That's we should meet up and go there, man.
That's the East. That's a big East meeting where they have hundreds of pilots at.
It's good.
You know what? I need to try and make it, and because I'm spending more time in Long Island, and it's in Long Island.
It's a day trip for me. It's a couple-hour drive, so I can make it.
All right, cool. That's what's up, man. Listen, you go ahead and enjoy the rest of the evening. I appreciate you coming on FPV Corner, man.
Yeah, thanks, man.
And I hope that Lawrence, did you lose one? Yes, Ronnie, I did lose one on a long range trip. Skimming across the water at about 60 miles an hour, 4 feet above the water, about half a mile away, and I turn around and come back, and I'm cruising, digital video, just, you know how it breaks up.
Yep, it just stops.
It stopped right there, and I could hear myself coming towards me, so instantly you think to climb, which is what I did, and I climbed, and I was sitting parallel to the water. The water was on my left, and I could almost hit a drone in front of me. And I remember it should be in front of me over the land, and I said, let me cut the motor, because I didn't want to fly into people's backyards or whatever. And I cut the motor, and all you heard was kaploosh.
And then you're just sitting there with the goggles on, and you feel like an idiot, and you're like, all right.
Dude, it is what it is. You gotta eat that like a grain of salt.
I've lost one on a roof before that I couldn't get back, so that one was no fun. Battery ejected. No good.
All right, man. Listen, thanks, man. I'm going over my time here.
Yeah,
I appreciate you for coming on, bro.
Have a good one.
All right. Thank you much, man, and I will definitely keep in touch with you.
Sounds good.
A sponsor, and then our guest is in the green room already.
Okay. We got the Clover.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, yeah,
Well,
those guys,
well,
Ariel,
well, I got
15% off.
okay.
FPV Clover systems. What happened, Herman?
Oh no, go ahead.
I figured while it was working, one system for all, one VTX system for your trucks, your bikes, and your FPV frames. Check out Cloverleaf FPV Systems. They're a great group of guys, and I think it's a great system if you don't want to have a lot of FPV VTXs laying around. Switch one VTX between everything.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Well, once again, I'm going to need you to hit the button for me when I'm good and ready for you to hit the button. But
Which one? Hold on.
we have
No, which button? The
We-
applause? I can hit the applause.
we have the director of regulatory affairs of the Great Lakes Drone Company and a founding member of the Michigan Coalition of Drone Operators and a advocate for the drone community, Mr. Ryan LaTourette.
Hey, Ryan.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Ryan, you're
That was-
living the life of Riley there, man.
Lawrence, that was the button I needed you to hit.
Oh. I kind of blew that one.
Is that the watermelons here? This guy's here.
No.
No, Evil Mux is screwing up, man. You know, you get used to something, they do like Facebook and everyone else, they change the operating system on you. What's up, Ryan?
So
I'm going to start out by I'm going to put on a hat. I got this hat down in Louisiana this past week
Okay.
from Johnny Drone Flyer.
Nice.
So,
nice.
so shout out to Johnny Drone Flyer. I was able to get down and fly with him, and
Okay, you guys got a chance to hang out. Whether you were down there on
Yeah.
business or
there was a case down there that's pretty ugly. So
yeah.
yeah, but chance to hang out with him and Joe and Jim, and so we had a pretty good time. We flew a couple
Okay.
different places.
Well, you know, we spoke a couple of times, and you've been here on the show, and every time you come to the stream, it's like we get the backstory and the underlying story of everything else that's going on out there. But you had sent me a message. Well, I sent you a message, and then you hit me back, and you were telling me some stuff. But and we both agree that the FCC is going crazy. But
Yeah.
I think they're going a little too overboard now because they're attacking everyone. But the FCC, all right, as you know, I say that they're, targeting,
everyone.
No, well, they're targeting, I believe, marketing and sales of DJI drones, and a lot of people talk about how that is bad, and especially when you start now talking about going after drones that you've already given FCC approval to, and other drones and classifying them as military weapons. But I just want to know what's going on, really, because I mean, we know what's going on as far as everybody having to now, leave their comments on what's going on. But what's your spin on it, Ryan? I mean,
Oh yeah, so this is a very interesting time period in our nation right now, and the SEC is a big part of what's going on. And so what we have is the FCC previously had gotten involved after the NDAA passed that was trying to force out DJI, right? To eliminate DJI from getting any new signal approvals for drones. Well, now they've changed that over, and they've said, hey, we're going to retroactively remove our signal approval for some drones. And they were listing particularly military grade drone operations. this has some pretty wide-reaching impacts. And it doesn't just stick to drones either. So we'll get to that in a moment. But the idea is that they want to be able to disallow the sale or import of any drones that previously were approved for sale in the U.S.
Right.
that have some quote unquote military grade technology. And they look at military grade technology as things like LiDAR, right? So LiDAR, you think, oh, well, these LiDAR scanners, they're very expensive. They're out there. That's military grade. But no, LiDAR, and I actually brought my drone here. I'm going to try to reach over.
Right.
This is just a little Mavic 3, right? LiDAR is right here. The obstacle avoidance is what they're looking at. And they're saying that is military grade by having those obstacle avoidance sensors on the drones. And so you can go down to Mavic, a Mini 5 Pro, right? A basic consumer level beginner drone that has obstacle avoidance, which is for safety, right?
Yeah.
That's what it's for. And they're saying that is military grade technology that needs to be removed from the store shelves. So it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So now you're going to start taking all of the knives out of the stores that could be used as military weapons as well. You might
Go
as well
figure.
start.
Yeah.
This is where they're going.
Yeah. It's just another way to attempt to ban DJI from selling drones in the United States.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And this particular ban, right, or what they're trying to do is not just limit you from selling something, right, but it's really chasing the supply chain. So it's saying you can't import any of these. So if you've already got, let's say, Mini 5 Pro, and you crashed it and you need a part for it, well, you aren't going to be able to import a new one, so you're not going to get that replacement. The parts on it are going to be disallowed, so you're cutting off the supply chain to repair that drone as well. And so effectively it is a ban in a longer term sense.
Well, I mean, there was an article in Drone DJ where they talked about how, DJI might have a little wiggle room right now because that the courts had found that there was a problem or an issue in the government's case against DJI and them being on this covenant list. So I guess that however that may work for them in their favor, we'll see.
Yeah, that's going to continue to play out in the courts for quite some time. Now, one of the other things that I've constantly been asked is, hey, I have my drone now. They're going to come after me and remove this from my hands. No, that's not the case.
Thank you for clarifying this.
Right. This is only looking at the sales going forward of those items, and it's not looking backwards to say, oh, something has already been sold, we're going to take that back. If they were to try to do that, right? And I wouldn't put it past this administration to try that. There are just a ton of laws against it. So this one would be taken up in courts very expeditiously, and it would probably be trounced expeditiously as well.
So basically what you're saying in layman's terms, everybody who has an Avata 360, even though it has LiDAR, the Mini 4 that has LiDAR, they're not banning your drone. They're banning the sales of new ones, which means it would make your drone very valuable, especially if it still flies.
Yeah, that's the key. It would make your drone valuable for the time being.
Yes.
The moment that you start crashing it or it has problems, your supply chain in terms of getting a fix is going to be a challenge.
Yeah. So, Um, that's why everybody in the world of FPV is going tee and pointing, giggling and pointing, because in the world of FPV, fly, crash, repair, repeat. You can't do that with proprietary.
You got jokes.
Not as easy, no.
Yeah, so go ahead, Herman.
I said you got jokes.
Yeah. So one of the things I have heard from folks is, is it time for me to pull the trigger and buy that one off the shelf right now so that I do have a backup in case? Well, I think that's a legitimate question to ask yourself. If you're a Part 107 operator, this is your small
Mm-hmm.
business we're talking about, right? You need to be able to grab and go with another one. I know in the wedding photography industry, it's always said, if you have one camera, you have none. If you have two cameras, you have one, right? Because the moment that one is out, you're out of luck and you've still got a wedding to shoot. So same kind of difference here. If you're a drone service provider, it's not a bad idea to start considering, do I
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely right.
take a backup just in case?
Yeah,
Absolutely
take a
right.
backup, batteries, props, all of the above, while it's still available. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but Amazon has been selling minis for almost a decade now, and supplies are starting to dwindle.
Really.
Sure.
They got-
Now, one of the things that I'm concerned about
This-
as well, with drone light shows, right? This is
Yep.
also pointing at drone light shows and swarm technology.
Technology is basically what it is. They don't want it in the average man's hands. I understand, but if you're running a business, and in fact, our great leader's son brought a drone light show company just before he got invested with UA whatever Mac machines. They brought a drone light show company, and this company is doing shows all around the world now.
Of course.
But it's considered military grade now. Is it or is it not?
Well, I will say this: it's not just that it's military grade; it's that it's military grade in their eyes. That's built overseas in foreign manufacturers. So there are a few drone light show companies that work with vendors that have manufactured in the United States, and so that's good. It's a very small number, I will tell you that. And then as well, and that's talking about the flight controllers and such. But then you turn to the software, and most of the software is not developed here in the United States. So now you got to look at, okay, is this developed by an allied nation versus a foreign nation that's considered, on their axis of
I didn't
evil
take
kind of
that
deal?
into consideration that most of the software is developed outside of the country.
Just get a Percepto drone and get it over with.
Okay.
No, but truthfully speaking, I think it's a little crazy now. It's going. You've attacked it from all sides, and I've been saying for a little over a year now that they're trying to eliminate consumer drones here in the States. Slowly, but surely.
This is moving that direction. Although when you say that, right, FPV is laughing because, hey, we're not touched by this. And so I do see that there is that play, right? So FPV, when you look at RC aircraft, RC airplanes, RC helicopters, those don't seem to be getting touched. It's just when you're talking about quadcopters.
Right, because those are what have been scanned by the government for the last 7 years or more, 8 years, and seeing the places and things that they're shooting, and the places that they're being scanned at being at, and they want to put a stop to it.
Well, and we can tell how ridiculous this is when we talk about the LiDAR ban, right? Because when they're classifying LiDAR as military grade and they're saying we can't have this imported,
they're generalizing.
They've actually targeted Roomba. So your vacuum going across the living room floor is a national security threat. That's what they're saying. So that shows you how ridiculous this is.
Russ from 51 Drones
You can't
did
have
a
it.
did an opening, Herman, of a lawnmower that has LiDAR. He says, you won't be able to buy lawnmowers anymore, which use LiDAR to mow your lawn.
Hmm.
This affects a lot of things, and it comes down. All of this comes down to the FCC. Comes back to the FCC, I should say.
No, it does. But it's always going to, and they're not going to do anything about it. But what I did want to ask you about real quick was this section 2209, the NPRM. We know that the window has closed now on the comments, but what's the deal with that?
Well, I'll tell you that, yeah, the comments closed back in, what was it, a week ago, I think it was, August 5th. That's when the comments closed. And I think as soon as the comments closed, I kept hearing online, oh, that means that all drones are banned over critical infrastructure. This is in place now because the comments are closed. Time out. No, that's not the case at all. Number one, over 900,000 comments were received. That's huge. The FAA has to go through each and every comment and review those. Now they're going to use some AI, obviously, and they've got some different tools, but they still have to go through there. And when they do so, they are going to be looking at certain comments that might change the proposed rule. And so, example, one of the proposed rules was saying we would allow for a 5-year TFR over a facility once requested and designated. Well, I know that there's comments that have been made. I was one of them that said 5 years is a long time in duration.
Right.
Let's shorten that down such that if that facility closes, if there's
I
a
agree.
change in something,
I
that we
agree
can
with you,
close that out.
Ryan. In the case where out in Queens there is a hospital that has been torn down, and it had a helicopter pad, and the helicopter pad, 3 years after the hospital was torn down, they put up a housing development. It's still a no-fly zone over that helicopter pad, which isn't even there anymore.
Not there anymore.
But your drone will tell you you're flying through restricted airspace.
Right. So yeah, that's one of those things. They're going to have to go through all that. Now, at the same token, whenever these NPRMs go through, you're talking about a 6-month to 18-month process before it actually finalizes. So that's just getting it into the register, make it a valid regulation. So Part 74 won't become a valid regulation until it actually finalizes. And even then, after it does so, the whole 2209 was saying this is a process by which you can request a facility to come under these flight restrictions. The FAA still then has to review the request. They have to put it out for a proposed rulemaking as well, or comment period of 30 days. And after that, then the designation would come into play. So even after all this finalizes, let's say 18 months, 2 years out, then you still got the requests that are going to come in. That'll take some time, maybe 60 days, 30-day comment period. So you could be looking at months after it's actually been finalized before you see any sites end up having the critical infrastructure designation with flight restrictions. So when you hear somebody say, well, that's critical infrastructure and there's flight restrictions over it, they're more likely wrong than not. And where you can check that out is in the FAA ArcGIS. That's the gold source to tell whether something has a flight restriction. And obviously,
what
use
is it
those
called?
FAA sectionals
What is
to
it
find
called?
out. It's called the ArcGIS, ARCGIS. So if you
Okay,
look up
I
the
am
FAA
familiar.
ArcGIS, you'll be able to see every site throughout the U.S.
Hey
Interesting.
guys, like I said before in the beginning of this segment, I had said that Ryan was an advocate for the drone community. if any of you guys have ever, ever run into a situation where you need some help with, I guess, legal battles as a drone pilot, you may be able to contact Ryan. There's a link in the description down below. And Ryan doesn't do all this running around and out of the kindness of his heart. These things do cost. So,
Yes.
there's a link also down there to donate to help out everyone in the community in case there's ever a situation where one of us may need an attorney to stand next to us and in court in case of a situation.
That legal fund is so important, and I think everybody who takes and gives some donations, small or large, it helps here and there.
I put a link for to visualize it, the FAA Arches map. I put a link for it in the chat. So if you guys want to know if there's an Arches, if there's restricted airspace in your area, this would be the most up to date.
Okay.
I mean, I use Sky Vector and other sources, but this is another one to have in your list of tools, definitely.
Well, Ryan, what I want to ask you about now is these TFRs. What in the name of God is going on with these TFRs? Because this is killing us from back with FIFA and even before that.
This is becoming more and more of a problem. And what ended up happening this past weekend was frightening. And I want to share that because I don't want to see anybody get in trouble with this. So here in Michigan, we have the Dream Cruise down in Detroit. Everybody brings out their hot rod cars and they cruise Woodward Avenue. It's quite the parade of unique cars. I would absolutely encourage you to go out to YouTube and see some of them. They're quite interesting. But in doing that, the county sheriff there decided that they wanted to have a TFR in place to make sure that no drones were flying in the area. Now, they had some good reasons. The Goodyear blimp was flying over the parade route. They had drones up for the county sheriff that were monitoring crowd activity, looking at all the threats that might be to people on the ground. So they didn't want any drones within it's a 1 mile strip along that roadway,
Right.
half mile on each side. Now, when they put this forward, you could absolutely find that TFR in the FAA TFR list. So if you Google FAA TFR list, it will come up with a link of all TFRs that are proposed or in place currently. And you're going to see those, the ones that are right now, up through about a week out. That's what you get to see.
Okay.
However, when you looked and you tried to see, can I fly there? And you used a Lance app, or you used Before You Fly from the FAA, for several hours, and we're talking more than 3 hours. I think it was about almost 5 hours. That TFR did not show. So this was all Class G airspace. People were going into the app, and they were saying, "Oh, I'm safe to fly."
It's right.
And
That's
if they
messed
had
up.
flown, they would be in violation of a TFR. And we're now talking, thousands of dollars in fines, potential jail time. The FAA has the new deter program.
Loss of your certificate, Part 107.
Well, you know what's funny about that? The last 2 permits that we had, I got an email from NYPD and Homeland Security telling me that the permit period for our permit, there was a TFR in the middle of it, and that we wouldn't be able to operate on such and such day. I'm like, well, then why would you give me a permit for that day?
Right.
Exactly. But then they did turn around and say there are exceptions. If you can prove that you're working in that area during that time, you can sign some other form to get this pushed through.
Not in the last one.
Well, no,
Yeah,
but that's what they changed turn around, because I know someone who's working here in New York City, and they were in Jersey, and he went through the process over in Jersey, and he was able to perform his mission. But if you think they check how many nose hairs you have here in New York for a permit, you should see what they did just to approve them for that TFR.
mhm. Yeah. So
And it's just,
with
it's the
any
same
TFR,
information too.
mhm. So with any TFR, if you look at the details of that particular TFR, it's in a NOTAM, right? Notice to airman. It will at some point say no one can fly here unless, and it gives some qualifying pieces as to when you could fly. So it,
Right.
a TFR is a temporary flight restriction. It's a restriction. It's not a ban. It's not saying you can't fly there. It's basically saying you can't fly here unless you have the
Mhm.
proper authority and approvals. So
Yes.
within that NOTAM, right, you're going to be able to see here's the contact, and it'll give you a phone number, website. It'll tell you the process that you need to take in order to get the correct authorization to fly in the TFR. Now, here's the problem with that, right? A lot of times that information that you've gone ahead and you've gotten the SGI waiver to be able to fly in the TFR, they don't share with police.
Yep.
So
Yep.
you can be flying, you can be fully legal in the TFR, but for the
And
police,
the
their
police don't know
understanding, this is
anything
a
about
flight
it,
restricted
or
area. You can't fly here.
they don't know anything about it or care,
Exactly.
because they're doing their job.
Hmm.
You know.
So we do have that
Oh, yeah.
problem as well, that the communication after you've gotten the proper authority is not reaching to the authorities who are policing and executing
Well, you
the
have to think
TFRs.
about it this way. We've gone a long way, Ryan. We've gone from actually having to physically call local airports to using Lance.
Yeah,
Right.
but Lance
And-
has its issues.
Lance does have its issues, but we have evolved. Not as good well as we should have.
Well, let me ask you this, because I often wonder, and especially when talking about TFRs and all the other stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I often wonder, does Lance even know that you actually applied for it, for this clearance when you applied for it? Does anybody actually know, or does it just accept it and then later on figures it out?
That is probably one of the big problems, right?
Yeah.
Lance doesn't even understand that there's a TFR.
There's no real
So
time.
Right,
it has
because
no comprehension. It says,
Yeah.
oh, you're in controlled airspace, you're in CB airspace, right? And so it's giving you that authorization for the controlled airspace. But even when it's doing that, it says, oh, you're good to fly in C airspace. Well, no, I can't. There's the TFR. That's a separate waiver that I now have to chase. And Lance has no understanding of that. So we do need the FAA to step up and force some corrections there where Lance Systems sees that TFR. Now, I hope, and we go back to the 2209, I really hope that they use the Lance system to allow for flights over critical infrastructure by using Lance and saying, yes, I could request here to be able to fly over there. I mean, that's what the whole point is, right? We don't want nefarious operations over critical infrastructure.
Yeah.
But if somebody is following the rules, the chances of them being nefarious is very, very small.
This is true, but my issue is I've been flying, and I've had police officers have me land, and I show them, yes, officer, I have Lance authorization to be here. The airport, LaGuardia knows that I'm here. My question has always been, even though I've been giving that authorization, like Herman says, in real time, how long does it take to get before someone at the airport actually sees it? Or it's just going from one computer to the next computer, and maybe someone will see it during an audit. You understand where I'm going with this? What's the actual real-time connectivity of this? I can show a police officer, yes, police officer, this is my phone number, I have authorization to fly here, we have permits, all of this, but how fast does it get?
And the reason why I know that to be true is because I got Lance authorization for a day or for a week that TFR was in place here in New York.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, yes.
Yep.
And
Yeah, that's the problem.
talking with the police officer over the phone, the sergeant, he let me know that that week is blacked out because of the ships coming in before the 4th of July.
For Fleet Week, right?
No,
Fleet
I
Week,
remember
the
that.
ships coming in before the
Before.
before the 4th of July.
Yeah,
Yeah, all of those ships coming in, that was New York City was blacked out, but Lance gave us authorization to fly.
yeah.
Yep.
Well, it's that time, guys.
It's new.
Unfortunately. Unfortunately.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah. See, this is why, Ryan, you gotta. I understand your time and situation. I would rather have you here in the beginning of the stream.
Then we just talk and talk and talk, right?
That's the whole thing. We're not talking nonsense. We're asking real questions and we're getting real information. Thanks to you and your help.
Well, I thank you for having me on. I definitely wanted to
Thank
share
you
all
for
that,
coming.
and we want to make sure everybody's aware of the rules and regulations and have the facts to go with it.
You want to hear
and I think
something?
we've had some problems with those.
You want to hear something real funny before we go? A gentleman just moved to New York and said, I want to learn how to fly FPV. I told him I would teach him how to fly FPV and get on the simulator. Now, next week, I'm going to tell him, after I tell you all the rules in New York and everything, you might change your mind.
You know,
Yep.
it's funny you say that because I know a couple of people who have had their drones confiscated and
Yep.
has gone to
Yep.
court. And honestly, they're not, and it's funny because like I know people, and we make the jokes here on the stream, but I know people from both sides of the situation. Guys who have their ear to what's going on that may not really care too much, and there are guys out there that are flying drones that don't have their ear to all of the rules and regulations the way some of us do. And
Right, and I
had one
Go ahead.
guy in particular had no idea that he couldn't just fly his drone like that just to go up and get a couple of pictures and
Yeah.
come down.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I'm sure by the time I tell him all these rules, he's gonna be like, "Well, damn, I see all these other guys doing it, and that therein lies the problem." But that's for another stream, guys. I have to get out of here. I have to do some traveling, actually.
Okay, excuse us. Anything you want to say before you get out of here, Lawrence or Ryan?
Be safe, fly safer.
And Ryan?
Be an ambassador.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey guys, you know, like I always tell you guys, protect yourself, protect your hobby. And with that being said, and I'll see you next time with those guys.
Guys.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.